Welcome to Tune In with Talia, and I'd like to welcome my special guest this evening, Carly Glenn. Welcome to my show.
Thank you for having me. This is amazing.
Thank you so much for being on here with me.
Of course.
It's so nice to see your face after all these years.
I can't believe it. It's very nice.
Yes, so I'm going to tell everybody a little bit about you, how we first met. So I was a cantorial soloist in Westchester at Temple Shari Tefillah, where Carly's family were members. Are you guys still members?
Yes.
Yes, wow.
Yeah.
And Carly, I just connected with her right away. This beautiful singer, beautiful person. I stayed with you guys at your house for long weekends because I was in the
Mhm.
city at the time and would come out on the weekends, and you guys would always host me and you'd spoil me for these long weekends. And so I got to know your family really well. I got to know you really well, and we would sing together. And I just had the best time getting to know you. And I've been following your career, your incredible, beautiful career that's taken off.
Thank-
Um, so you've just done so much since then. That was back in 2007 or
Oh, yeah. We should
eight.
mention that when I first met you, I was around 12 years old,
Right, you,
and
you're
now
so
I'm
young.
27.
I know, like how many years? That's crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
15 years. It's so
15 years.
insane.
A lot has happened in 15 years.
That is true.
So, yeah, I'm going to tell everybody a little about you. I'm going to read a little from your bio, and then people can get a better sense of what you've been doing for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
So, Carly is a singer, songwriter, filmmaker, and comedy writer. She hails from Westchester, New York, with a BFA in musical theater from the Hart School and has lived in Chicago for the past 5 years, growing her career. She first started off at the Second City, studying and performing comedy while being contracted into all different types of musicals. Carly's career shifted after about 2 years of living in Chicago when she went into acute care for mental health. And once she was on the mend and feeling better, she got right back into the scene. She wanted to study film, so she applied and got into the Harold Ramis Film School. And now she has taken her passion for singing, writing, and filmmaking and has turned it into one entity. With 7 original songs and one more on the way, she's excited to get back on stage and possibly tour once it's safe again.
Yeah. That's it.
And I have to say, I have been listening to your original songs and I'm loving
Oh,
them.
thank you.
You're such a great songwriter. So I
Thank
want
you.
to hear how that all came about.
Oh yeah. So as I mentioned in my bio, I was in acute care in an inpatient program. Probably when I was about 23, I decided myself to check myself in because I just did not feel like myself. Certain things were happening, and with anxiety, and then shortly after being in treatment, I was diagnosed with PTSD, and I came out of treatment after a year and a half, probably a little bit over a year and a half, and then kind of just getting back on my feet for another 6 months. So like it was like a 2 year kind of process where I was taking care of my mental health, explicitly. So just not doing anything else, kind of dropped all my goals and, career, but set new goals to, get better and find myself. So I ended up becoming a member at the Soho House in Chicago, where a lot of artists are members and go to work or collaborate. And Chicago's Soho House is really special. There is a woman there named Megan Spain who is incredible and has become such an amazing friend who put together, different sort of clubs within the club. And so I joined the music club and the film club and met a lot of members through there. And, it was right after I gotten out of treatment where, Megan was like, well, why aren't you in the music club? I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. I'm a singer, but what do you guys do? And so basically, the music club has a yearly showcase where we all collaborate. And it's so special and unique because it's just like different people from different parts of Chicago coming together to make really cool music. And I was like, oh, okay, I've never written a song. This was back in 2018. And I was like, okay, great. So I like pulled one of my friends, Jay. He's great, incredible. He's also a singer-songwriter who's part of the music club at Soho. And I was like, what do we do? He's like, let me just plunk out, a few things. And I'm like, I like that. I like that. And then, I started to hear the melody and then I put words to it. And then the rest is kind of history. And I performed that song that I wrote. And it got excellent feedback at the showcase where, it's a room full of like 100+ people. And it was super humbling because, I didn't know that I had the ability to write. And I met my producer, who I like call my Jewish father in Chicago, Craig Snyder, who works with me and writes with me. And we're coming out with my second, no, my not my second, my eighth single, my eighth song next month. So yeah, that's kind of how it went. So for the past 2 years, I've just kind of been riding this like singer-songwriter wave, and I'm obsessed with it.
I love it. I love it, and you're naturally very good at it, writing.
Thank you. I was listening to, I don't know if you listened to Dak Shepard's podcast. He's incredible. He had Sarah Bareilles on, who you remind me of, by the way. Your voice and her voice are so buttery and amazing.
Aw.
And she was like, giving her whole life story and it just how, she was never confident in her writing. And then she finally like got into this groove. And I feel like I'm just at that stage now where it's been 2 years and I'm finally kind of getting in a beginning of a groove and my writing is getting stronger. And
Very cool. What age did you start singing, performing? How old were you?
Oh, well, let's bring it back to the temple days. I think, yeah. Well, it's so important to me that we do talk about Shirai Tefillah because, you and Becca Joe and Allie and Shallon and MJ, we're all such important people in my life to kind of kickstart this, little girl dream that I had, right? So I guess I would say I started singing when I was probably in elementary school. It's funny, one of my friends, Casey, was an incredible singer and she used to sing on the playground and I was like, I could do that too. And I used to go home and be like, Mom, like Casey was singing such a great song and this is how it goes. And my mom was like, whoa, like, okay, that was good. She was like in shock.
Aw.
And so she took me to my first voice lesson in Katona here in Westchester to my first voice teacher named Del Brownlee. And I sang, I guess, something from Aida when I was, I think in 6th grade. And she was like, okay, I will work with this girl.
Yeah.
And so I would say like fifth and sixth grade is when I started to kind of discover that I like to sing. And then, in seventh grade, I had my bat mitzvah and I was chanting, I guess, my Haftorah portion. And MJ, after the service, like ran up to my mom and was like, I don't usually do this, but this girl needs to sing in the choir. And, it was all adults. So I think for me, it like matured me. And granted, I still like play like a little kid because that's just who I am all the time. But I think like, you and like I said, Becca Joe, Allie, Shal, and MJ, and the whole rest of the choir, Buddy, and if I don't name Irv, like if I don't name everyone, they're gonna be like, "Why did you say me?" I'm shouting out to the Sherry Tefillah Choir
Aw.
right now, all of you guys, and just the incredible talent that you all have really influenced me to really pursue singing. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I heard your voice immediately. I was like, okay, this girl's a singer.
Aw,
Like the clarity and the effortlessness, just the natural ability that you have, you always
yeah,
had.
thank
I was
you.
like, she's gonna do something with that voice. She has to if she doesn't. I mean,
Aw,
what a waste. It just fills my heart with joy to see you doing what you're supposed to be doing. Like you're
that's really sweet.
yeah.
That's like I feel like this is such a full circle moment for me.
Totally. And
Thank
then
you.
when I read that you went to Hart School, do you know I went there? I'm from West Hartford, so I went there for my preparatory division days.
Oh
Like
my
leading
gosh.
up to college, that's where I studied flute and
Before
voice,
you went to Juilliard?
dance. Yes, but that place like totally prepared me for like the next step in life. So I have a lot of gratitude for the Hart School and
Yeah,
just my lessons there every week.
they've been unbelievable. I mean, when I went there, their musical theater conservatory was so incredible. And I don't know if you were there when the new building was built,
I think
specifically.
it was in the process of being built.
Yeah, so I got to utilize that building.
So cool.
Yeah, because I went there from 2011 to 2015, and it was incredible. We had, the dancers were in our building. It was dancers, musical theater, and acting majors, and we were all kind of just running around in our leotards and black outfits, and it was just such a great experience.
Yeah.
To be in kind of a smaller program like that and get that sort of training. So,
Yeah, it's great. And
yeah.
from there, you moved to Chicago. Like,
Yeah.
how did you pick Chicago? What was the process in finding your new
Yeah.
location?
So that actually that came from the Hart School. One of my professors, Bob Davis, who I love, and his wife Anne Marie Davis, who were two professors there, and I got to study abroad with them in Italy for theater. 2 of my years that I was there, actually, I like went twice because I was like, this was fun. But Bob, like, I guess I was meeting with him, but I remember he was the one that told me about Second City when I was a freshman, and he was like, "You should just go to Second City for the summer." And I was like, "What's that?" He was
Yeah.
like, "Ooh," I'm just like, I feel like when you're from New York, you just don't really know anything else other than New York. And so he was like, "Oh, it's in Chicago." I was like, "What's Chicago? Never been there." So I literally, I think I probably called my mom because I call my mom still like multiple times a day, and it's
Oh.
okay. I'm 27 and it's fine. Um, but I probably called her and I was like, hey, I think I'm gonna go to Chicago this summer and do Second City. So when I was 19, I went out. And I lived in like Columbia College housing in the South Loop in Chicago, and I would take the train and go to class, and I was taking improv and writing.
So fun.
Yeah, and I fell in love with Chicago. I was there for a month, and I think I took uh, four improv classes and four writing classes. So I was super busy during the week, and I went home and I was like, I
Yeah.
can't even believe it. This is my city.
You just loved
And
it so much
then
more than than New York City, the city that grew up close to, right?
yeah, and I love New York City, but for some reason Chicago
Yeah.
definitely has my heart. I love it even more. That it's so deeply rooted in comedy, and that was something that I was pursuing at the time before I went into treatment, and it's something that I'm still pursuing. I still write. I ended up going to the Harold Ramis Film School, which is the only film school in the world just specifically for comedy, and
Hmm.
it's out of the second city. So that's something that's still super close to me. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
just play with all my avenues right now, especially in a pandemic.
I know. I
Yeah.
have to say, I just love Chicago too. I was there, and I think it's such a great city, and so much
Yeah.
more feel manageable. It's just
Yeah.
that the winters were just like horrid. I remember just hating the winter there. It's so cold.
Yeah.
But
When are you there?
I would visit there. I dated somebody there actually for like a period of time, and so yeah, and so I would go there from New York to Chicago occasionally, and I got to know it a little bit. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I love that city. So you found a good place. You found a really good place to be. Um, I have to say that I think you're really strong and courageous for talking about mental health, being open about it. And
Thank
not,
you.
because I think it's so many people struggle with it, especially, I mean, I know so many people and artists and non-artists, and it's just an important topic to be able to talk about openly, and
Mhm.
just to have people see that you struggle with it and that
Yeah.
you overcame and that you were able to heal and keep doing what you're doing and build yourself back up and still,
Yeah.
I think it's amazing, really.
Thank you. And I'll definitely speak to that. First of all, thank you. I think as an artist, it's weird how our mental health almost matches our career. It's up and down, up and down. So I still struggle, time to time, and it's going to be a constant thing for me until, I grow old.
Right.
It's always going to be there. I think, I didn't know what an amazing decision that was going to be for me at the time, but I did make an incredible decision for myself to take care of myself and request that I go in for treatment
Right.
because it completely turned my life around. There were a lot of like I guess side effects from different meds and different uh, treatment strategies with all the teams that I worked with. Um, but ultimately, I just had to be kind of patient through the process, and it's taught me kind of to be patient in a lot of other areas of my life. So,
Amazing. Amazing that
yeah,
you took the time to self-care and you knew that that's something you needed to address so
yeah,
that you could enjoy your life to the fullest. I,
yes.
you know, I think
And I
that,
want to just for everyone watching remind you all that self care is the number one thing that you should be focused on at all times. Because if you can't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of anybody else? How are you going to let people take care of you? It's like, you know,
it's so important. It's so important.
yes,
And
it
this
is.
pandemic has been such a struggle for like to find time for
Yeah.
at least for me and having kids and now a puppy, which is like
Can we
insane.
talk about your puppy? Do you have a picture of it?
I do. I feel like he has an Instagram account.
He does?
Yes, but I
What
never.
is it?
Well, now it's out there. It's
Oh,
Mr. Butters 2020.
wait,
Oh,
Butters what?
Mr. Butters 2020.
Mr. Butters.
I
Everyone,
can't believe I did this, but I have friends
this,
that have doggy accounts, and we're just all
oh,
like
yeah.
each other's pictures because I might as well just have his own.
I just
People don't want
followed
to be
him.
bombarded with puppy pictures all the time.
Oh
Just
my God. Look at his face. That's
That's the
hilarious.
most ridiculous picture of him I even wrote. That was like his
He
front.
looks like a Butters.
Show a nicer picture.
No, I like that's a nice pic. This is a good one.
Well, he does a little cockhead
Yeah,
like
he does. I love his face. Look at his
he's so
face.
cute.
Oh, look, that's him turning the other way,
I know. I
right?
had to get both sides because
Uh-huh. Because obviously. Oh, he's precious. I
yeah.
can't wait. He's gonna have to come over and play with Henry.
Oh, totally. It's so cute that name. That's my dad's name, but I think it's a cute name.
That's my dad's middle name. We named him after Bill. Bill Glenn. William Henry.
Really?
Now we've got a dog named Henry.
That's adorable.
And yeah.
So
I was like,
I went on Facebook saying, "Does anybody have a Shiba Doodle?" And of course, your mom was like, "Duh, we always have Shiba Doodles."
yeah, well,
And,
no, because Casey and Lucy were Polish lowland sheepdogs.
okay,
But Sushi, Chloe's dog, is a sheepadoodle, and
okay.
yeah, we have not always had them.
Oh,
We've
I
had
thought that
Polish
you
lowland
had
sheepdogs. But
the
if
mix.
anyone's an expert, it's my mom.
Your mom, and she was like, "I could tell you all about the potty training and the
Yeah,
everything."
obviously,
Yeah,
obviously.
she's been great. She's like, "Calm down, it's okay. You're supposed to bite. That's what they do."
Oh, God.
So thanks, Lisa, for
Yeah, thanks,
being
Lisa. She's like life coaching
I
you.
love your mom.
I love my mom too.
The relationship I have with my mom sounds very similar to like your relationship, like the constant like, "Hi mom, how are you? What's going on? I miss
Oh yeah.
just checking in,
Well, ours is more like hello, hi, what do you want? Nothing, just saying hi. Okay, talk to you later. Bye. That's it.
Uh,
Yours sounds nicer.
wow.
Granted, we're nice to each other, but it's like hello, hello, hello,
As when
hello.
I call her,
Bye.
she's like, "I'm on a Zoom meeting. I can't
Uh,
talk now." I
yeah,
call
exactly.
her Zoom meetings now. She's always, which is great. She's
Oh
involved
yeah,
in
look
a lot of
at
stuff. Look at us.
us.
The new Zoom meeting virtual age that we're in. So tell me, how have you been managing through this whole pandemic? Has it been like,
I mean, so at first, I'm actually in Westchester right now at my parents'. I drove from Chicago yesterday.
how many
Um,
hours?
what?
How many hours were you in the car?
Well, I rented a car and I was with my cat, Tom, who's a huge part of my life. He also has an Instagram,
Oh, does he? What's his?
Tom the Fold.
See, I don't feel like the.
No, I was not judging you. I was very much promoting your dog's Instagram. I'm a big fan of pet Instagrams. Yeah, my cat was with me, Tom. He's a Scottish Fold, and we left at 4:15 ish yesterday morning from Chicago, and I got back to um, my parents' house around 7:30 p.m. So that's like 4 a.m. to 6:30 p.m.
Yeah.
without the time change. So
Yikes.
a long time.
Hello.
That's 12. What is that? 12 hours?
Um,
No, 14.
yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah. I did a lot of listening to podcasts and listening to music and just kind of, I got pulled over at one point. I'll just put that out there.
Oh yeah.
I was
Oh.
speeding in Ohio. Yeah, I got to pay that ticket.
Ay, 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 ay.
I'm glad she pulled me over because I did not realize that I was going
Oh
so
my
fast.
God.
So it was good. But yeah, I've been definitely surviving the pandemic. I was here in March to August, so like 5.5 months with my family, and Chloe and Sydney and Chloe's boyfriend Ethan and the dogs and the cats and just everyone was
Full
here.
house, yeah.
It was a full house. We're such a menagerie, and it was just time that we'll never get back. And thank goodness we're all healthy. And um, I had COVID. It was mild, luckily, and
Yeah.
I definitely feel like some body aches still from it. There's definitely just like residual effects that I guess happen, that I've talked to other people who have had it, that have happened to them as well. Um, and then while I was here, I was like, I can't not do anything. I was working in production but lost my job due to the pandemic, and then I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna focus on singing and songwriting right now, and
Yeah.
yeah, and then I've come out with two singles in the pandemic and two music videos, and then one more single and music video next month. So I've definitely been making the most of it, but it has taken a toll mentally.
Right. But you've been so productive putting all of that energy into music. And
Totally. And I think that's like one thing I'm proud of, because I think in a instance such as this pandemic, I think I normally would have just gotten depressed and anxious, and instead I've been kind of putting that energy into projects,
it's great.
which has been really fulfilling for me. And um, yeah, I think a lot of people, we're coming up on 2021, which is a huge deal you know, for everybody, because it's like bringing up the fact that we've been stuck in 2020 for so long
Yeah.
and we thought we would be at a different stage by now. And I think a lot of people are feeling like, oh God, I didn't do much. And that's okay. I'm shocked at how much I've done,
Yeah.
you know? I did not think that I would have had all of these new things to do. And at the same time, if I hadn't accomplished all of that,
Yeah.
it's okay
Yeah.
right now.
It's okay.
We are allowed to just be right now.
It's true.
We're allowed to just be. We can't, there's so many things out of our control, and we just gotta be.
It's true. Good words of wisdom right there.
Thanks.
Aw. So, so you're a filmmaker as well. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You got that skill set behind you now. So you have like three things: writing, singer, writer, filmmaker.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's fun. It's nice that, I got to learn that at Second City. And when I was coming out here, when I was coming out to Chicago when I was in college, I ended up taking a screenwriting class for a week, and I was like, this is confusing. And then I like finally got the hang of, final draft and screenwriting and writing for television. And that's something I still very much do with my friends. And my first film was actually, I think I was 19 or 20 when I made it. I was still in college. And it's called Bark Mitzvah. And Rabbi Greenberg was in it.
Oh.
Yeah, and a lot of people from the temple.
Oh,
I'll send it to you
I
because you
have to see
have to
this.
watch it.
I wish we could all watch it now, but it's probably really long.
Oh yeah, well it's 8 minutes,
Yeah.
but
That's
it's
so
a short
cute.
film,
Is
and
there like a link that I could like send people to watch it?
yeah, we could link it like in the video. Yeah, for sure.
Cool. You can put it in
Yeah.
the chat, or do you want me to, or do you want to?
Oh, put it in the
Yeah.
chat.
And then people can like see the little link, and then they can go. You
Oh,
can make a
really?
you can put anything you want in there, and people can it will come up.
Oh, amazing. I don't have the link right now, but I could send it to you
That's
after, and we can
yeah.
just link it for them. It's
Okay.
fun. It's very fun. It's a mockumentary style um, coming of age story about a dog.
Cute. I can't wait
Yeah.
to watch. Can't wait. Sounds right up my alley. Bar
It
mitzvah
is up your
dog.
alley, especially since you have a new puppy.
Yeah. I also heard there's like somebody said to watch something about Hanukkah and a puppy. There's something out about Hanukkah
It's
puppy.
David Diggs.
Yes.
He did from Hamilton. Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
I
It's
have to
so
watch
funny.
it.
He's like, I want a puppy for Hanukkah. I'm gonna get a puppy for Hanukkah. So good.
I'll have to watch that.
I'll send it to you. It's
Okay.
so funny.
Thanks.
It's great. You're welcome.
All right. So I want to, we have to hear you sing because we've now talked about you and all the things you're doing and the songs you're writing. And can we hear you sing and perform a little bit?
Yes, I actually think that I'll probably sing the first song I ever wrote, because I think that would be appropriate. Um, Yeah, I mean, let's see if you can hear me just playing from my phone. Let's see. Can you hear that?
I can, yes.
Okay, so I think sound should be good. Let's do it.
Good.
Escaping you, suffocating under the water, coming out brand new. The darkest times, I almost forgot her. Finally pulled through, almost a victim of slaughter. Coming out debut, forgetting my burden as a daughter, discovering you again, uncovering what's within. I'm overcome to finally say I got back and loving you again.
Great.
How could it be me? A disease dressed in disguise, feeling so unfree, drowning in childhood lies, discovering you again, uncovering what's within. I'm overcome to finally say I got back to loving you again. Discovering you again, uncovering what's within. I'm overcome to finally say I got back to loving you again, to loving you again, to loving you again, to loving you again. That's
Yay!
it.
How beautiful. And
Thank
and
you.
and just that it's so healing, right? So healing for yourself and for others to hear
It
you.
is. I haven't sang that one in a really long time. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, this
Beautiful.
feels nice.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Of course. And for anyone who's struggling with, any sort of mental health, I think, I don't have advice. I'm not here to give advice, but I think, what really helped me was to put any feelings I was having, even if I was really, really down and didn't want to do it, just put it on a piece of paper, put it into something that you love to do that maybe you necessarily don't feel like doing right now. Just do it. Like, you might feel a little bit better afterwards.
I think that's helpful, especially for where we're at right now in the world, for people to hear.
Totally.
So thanks, Carly, so much.
Words, Talls.
And well, there are a lot of people a lot of people, young people, going into the arts world now, like about to graduate
Yeah.
next spring, and it's kind of a different world out there, right? With Broadway being shut down, and I mean, hopefully things will start to open in the next couple of years once we get
Oh
these
my gosh, I
vaccines.
can't even imagine graduating right now and
You're
being in the
right.
arts and just there's
I
nothing.
feel for the
I can't
people.
imagine
Yeah.
being a kid right now or graduating college from any sort of
Right.
major or just coming into this life.
I know. I always think like, what advice could we like give to the younger,
Do things like
artists,
this. Do things
virtual,
like this.
getting savvy with the virtual stuff, right?
Yeah, well, not even getting savvy. Like this feels good to one talk to an old friend who I love and admire, and like two to just like talk about myself. That feels good sometimes. Not to sound
Yeah.
like a narcissist, but it feels good to be reminded of all of the things that I have done in my life, and even if you're young and just getting out of school, remember the 4 years or 2 years or however many years you put into that, because it's important and
Yeah.
it 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 makes you a valued human being. So celebrate your value, and I would say to make a list of what you know to be true right now. So what I know to be true is that I'm a singer, I'm a filmmaker, I can make people laugh, and one day I'll get to do it live again.
Amen. Yes.
Amen.
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 I don't know where. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Carly.
Namaste.
I love that
I
I
love
get
it.
to showcase you. I love that we
I
had this
love
little.
you, period.
I love
Period,
you.
end of
And
sentence.
what I love about you too is that like no matter how much time has gone by, you're just like you're so you. You're just so the wonderful
Aw,
you. And like your little text
thank
messages to
you.
me, but like talking about this interview coming up, you always ended with "I love you so much" or "I love you," and you're just so full of love.
Because
And
I do. I
oh,
love you.
it's like she's just
I
so
don't tell people I love
wonderful.
them if I don't love them.
I know, I feel your
I
love,
feel
and
weird.
I appreciate you, and I think you're
I
just such a
appreciate you.
wonderful person, an artist, and I'm just so glad to share you with everyone today.
Aw, thanks, Tals.
Yeah. So have a wonderful rest of your day or your evening.
My evening, yes, I shall.
Evening,
What a
and
beautiful evening we're
what
having.
a beautiful evening.
I will. You're the best. And oh, I guess I will plug my social media really quick if that's okay.
Yes, plug it
I
and
plug it. I'm gonna plug it in. I will plug it here. Can I put it on the chat?
type it in.
Can
Yes, we'll
people
all
see
do that.
that?
People will see it. Yeah.
So, okay, so it's at the real Carly Glenn on Instagram. And then for all my other stuff, you can go to my website, which is www.carlyglenn.com. You'll be linked to my Spotify there. I'm also on iTunes or Amazon Music or anything else. And all of my songs are very much based on my mental health and my feelings, like a lot of writers sing about. And you can check out my new single coming out next month,
What's that
hopefully
called?
January 10th or 15th. What?
What's the name of it?
It's called The Girl in the Mirror, and the music video is very cool, and I'm so excited to share that with everyone.
Nice. Thank you so much. And
Thanks,
yes, check
Paul.
out Carly, guys. She's awesome. Follow her, be inspired by her, help be lifted by her.
Yes, and I'll lift them back right up.
Yes. All
All
right.
right.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Oz.
Have a great night, everyone. Tune in
Bye.
next week at 6 p.m. every Wednesday for Tuning with Talia. Bye.